Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Rev and Rant at Tuesday mornings, 9 a.m. Well, today it is a balmy 67 degrees out.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta say, that's quite colder than we're used to here in California. But,
at least better than it has been recently. You know, it wasn't, at least last night when we were out doing work on the bike, it wasn't.
yeah.
You know, we weren't dying.
No.
There were a lot of nights where we were just recently, at least, it's been very warm even at night. So I'm a little happy to have the change.
Yeah,
sort
I'm
of
glad
bring fall out.
I'm glad fall's on its way.
Oh, yeah.
October's just around the corner. Start putting out your Halloween decorations.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get her going.
Close enough to Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Just last day of September. That's
Yeah. Well, anyway, we wanted to give you all a chance to get our phone number, get our Instagram, so you can call us and text us for questions. You want to read that out real quick?
Yeah, our phone number is 714-516-6187. That's 714-516-6187. Please call or text our Instagram that Noah's going to read in a second here. If you have any questions, want any advice, anything like that regarding cars, we're more than willing to help.
Yeah, and you can find our Instagram on Rev and Rant, or if you type in Instagram, our handle is Rev and Rant _radio. Again, that's Rev and Rant _radio. All lowercase.
And we'll be starting this week. We'll be posting all of our shows on YouTube. Same exact handle. It should be up. I'm hoping Wednesday. So we'll see.
Yeah. But and then we want you guys to send in your questions. We want people to. Speaking of a question, we got a question.
We got a question
already.
Uh-oh.
A good question. All right, all right, Charlie. This one's for you. All right, we got from. Let's see if I can read who this person is. Jason Agamine.
Jason Agamine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
I know him.
And does Charlie's car work? That's a good question. Does it work, Charlie?
Yes. It needs an alignment. It needs...
That's for sure.
I need to flush the brakes. I got some air in the line, I'm pretty sure, because I've been having a lot of brake issues. And actually, 2 days ago, I had a very weird dream about the truck where I was parked somewhere, and it was the middle of the night. I was getting in it, and I just could not stop. And I was like, I woke up going, oh my God. Like,
I thought you crashed the thing.
Yeah, I was like, I need to finally.
I need to
it's
do
a sign
the
the brakes are going soon.
Yeah.
So I realized, okay, it'll be good to do. And also it's been causing, usually it had some issues before, like I'd notice, especially when it rained. But I just expected, but I'm used to driving non-ABS vehicles, so that's not really it. It's the car would, or the truck would, it's ABS, it doesn't have ABS, but its brakes would lock up sometimes instantly. Like I'd tap the brakes and they just, bam, gone, locked up, and I'm, a little, shocked.
Yeah, why is this happening?
Yeah, and then sometimes they would, like it took me a couple pumps on the brakes while I was, to fully stop it. So it just sort of depended. It was kind of a crapshoot.
It's either working or it's not. It's no in between. It's weird.
Yeah, I was taught this one trick about brakes on a 4Runner, like a 99 4Runner.
Yeah.
And if you throw the car or truck, whatever you have, for anyone listening, if you have any problems with your brakes and you throw your car in reverse and stomp on the brakes like that will, not all the time, some of the time, if you're just having a couple issues, whatever it will do. I'm actually not fully sure of the mechanics of this, why this works, but it does reset your brakes. I need to that'll be a good thing for next week.
Really?
Or for a future to look up, because I've seen it work. I've used it on the truck before, and it seems to work. You stomp on it, and it'll lock up or something, and then after that, it's fine. So it might just be jolting the system.
Yeah.
And also reverse might,
Yeah,
different than what it's
I've never heard of that before. I can't say I've heard of stomping on the brakes, putting it in reverse. The transmission doesn't have much to do with the brakes, other than it'll lock up the transmission real quick, or lock up the rear wheels real quick.
Yeah, true.
But yeah,
that might be the reason.
Yeah,
it might be a problem with the rear or something like that. Yeah. I'm not fully sure.
And so you guys heard I gave you our Instagram handle, and yeah, we want you guys to send us your car. Like, just text us, DM us, send us your car, and we'll review it. And like next show, we're gonna start doing some car reviews. Yeah.
Or if you're interested in buying a car, or looking at cars, send us a car which you think would be the what you would like, or just ask us for any advice. Give your requirements. We'll try and find you a good one on the show here. Yeah. We're more than welcome to do that. It's a lot of fun for us to check out all this stuff.
If you do end up buying the car, just give us a little shout out. Just, like, tag us in an Instagram post or tag us somewhere and just be like, Rev and Rant, help me get my car.
Oh, yeah.
Or help me fix my car. Something like that.
Something like that. Anyway, but that would be, it'll be fun to sort of help some people out, not just with, because getting a car is a big
thing.
It's
a big commitment.
It's like a big commitment. And I was just say, it's not even just like, it could be more, it could be a lifelong commitment if you have it for a while.
Oh, yeah.
I know a lot of people that have had their cars for 40 years over that.
I mean, shoot, yeah.
Like,
they've had them a long time, yeah.
Yeah, so.
But then, so, like, I know this past weekend, you went to something at OC Speedway, yeah? It's a bike show?
Yes, well, actually, it's a bike race. So I was going to go, originally I was planning to spend a lot more time at, OC Speedway's in the OC Fairgrounds. Yeah. It's just right next to it. And I was planning on, I'll go to the Cruising for a Cure in the morning, and then I'll go to the bike races at night. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
But Cruising for a Cure, I found out the night before, was canceled. Because I was asking a friend, I was hanging out with a friend, and they were telling me, some friends, and I heard from multiple people, actually, they were saying that lack of participation made them just cancel it. And I think move it maybe somewhere. I think they have another one in Palm Springs later in the year, but that would seem a lot warmer. I guess it's next year. It'll be like April or something. It would seem a lot warmer than it would here, but not as many people as usual participated. Yeah. And it doesn't, and it doesn't, I don't know. It doesn't seem right. They wanted a lot of people to participate because it's the largest car show, one-day car show in the world. Yeah, according to them. But at the same time,
it seems like a lot of people claim that, because I go to the biggest one-day car show, or the biggest weekly one-day car show over in Michigan, and they claim that they're the biggest. Yeah,
weekly. This is the biggest one, like
every month.
Once a year.
Ah,
it happens once a year. So it's. Yeah. But I will say this one, it's like, you've been to the OC Fair, right?
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of hangars, and they pack that place out. They have an inside track. I do remember this very vividly, because I think it's one of the coolest things. I know other car shows have started this. They have an inside track where you can take your car. If you're entered in, you can just take your car around, and you're parked, like a regular car show. And then if you want to just cruise around, you can cruise around.
Oh, nice.
Which is really cool to me. And it makes it so that you can also not only just see, because a lot of the times at car shows, a lot of cars seem really cool. I'd love to see them drive. And you can't do that where they're just parked at a standstill.
Yep.
So that'll be fun. It always is fun to check out.
I know. Like, that reminds me. Like, so that's the biggest car show.
Yes.
Like you said, in the world, or at least they claim. And then, shoot, I gotta bring you to Michigan sometimes. I told you about the Woodward Dream Cruise, 13 miles of just straight car. 13 miles of car, or 13 miles officially, but people go way beyond that. Like, I've seen it go like for probably 15 to 17 miles instead of the regulated 13.
Really?
So it's like, yeah.
Wow.
People just.
Well, people will just once you're cruising,
and then
you're cruising,
yeah, and then of course there's a couple like speedways along the way. There's the one very famous speedway out there. I've heard of it because I'm from around there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have M1 Concourse.
It rings a bell. I can't picture the track in my head, but I've definitely heard the name a couple times.
But yeah, and then it's like there's just speedways.
Is it is it a BMW track, or is it?
It's an anything track.
Oh, M1, and I was like,
no, oh yeah. I gotcha. It's just like they hold a lot of car shows, but what they also do is they have a lot of like races there of like just people who want to go around in their classic car, or people who want to take their track toy out after it's been sitting for months. You know?
Actually, speaking of, before we get back to the OC Speedway, because I do want to tell everyone about the bike races, but on my mind, Willow Springs. They closed down for a little bit.
Oh,
and they're set to open back up the next Saturday.
Oh, nice.
Could be wrong. They're having a big event there.
Yeah.
With a bunch of cars, bunch of classics. Apparently, they redid a bunch. Like, I've been looking at pictures of it. Redid a bunch of the track to make it a little bit more modern.
Oh, yeah.
Which is pretty cool to see. And yeah, we should go over there and start interviewing people. That'll be a cool one maybe to have on the show or something to talk about that, because it's way different. What I've heard, they just modernized the stadium, made it not in like a bad way. What it seems like modernized, like made it look ugly, I guess.
Yeah.
But they made it so that it was, and it has been for a while, a place where they wouldn't host major events anymore. They used to, but they sort of stopped and fizzled that out. It was more like track days. More like, which is good, but at the same time, the track days that they're hosting, it costs a lot to race your car, like a lot of money to race your car there. So hopefully this new administration that took over it will be a lot better and a lot easier at getting people's cars on there.
Yeah. So. I mean, because I've heard about the Speedway. I don't know much about it, just like you don't know much about M1 Concourse.
Yeah.
It's just, I've heard about it, and from what my friend has told me about it, he was like, oh yeah, it's a great speedway. It's just really expensive to go there if you want to bring your car out on the speedway.
Yeah, and that's sad, because it's a really good and really historic speedway, and they shot a lot of Ford versus Ferrari there.
Did they?
That's had the whole. That's the one. That was the one where Ken Miles was racing, and that was the one at the end where the crash happened.
Yeah.
That was all at Willow Springs, because the other speedway, I think, was in the L.A. San Fernando Valley.
Yeah.
And it's just developed. Everything. We had so many. L.A. used to be the coolest place to live. We had racetracks every 20 feet. And then now, unfortunately, it's not that. But it's cool. You can sometimes see it. There's a Paramount Ranch has a racetrack that's from the 50s that Ken Miles actually helped design.
Oh, no shit.
And you can still go there. It's not active, but you can walk on. I went there with my dad before. We walked on the track, and you can see it's overgrown. It's a cool sort of. Yeah. And there's a payphone there, which I thought was really cool. There's a working payphone.
Like an old
school. I mean, not old school, from the 90s or early 2000s. But there's a payphone. And I was like, this is awesome.
And I know for all the people who are a little older than us who are listening right now, and they're just like, payphone? You act as if that's like a old ass piece of technology right there. Oh, yeah. It almost kind of is now. That's the funny part.
Everyone, it is getting.
I don't think most people at this school would know what a payphone is.
Probably not. No.
No, I mean,
it's weird, because you go. Yeah, I'm thinking L.A. I remember when I was younger, you'd see them. They wouldn't have been active, but you'd still see them around.
Like they were just on the street corners. Yeah.
I remember being 5 or so and seeing them. Yeah, on the street corners, whatever, and they have
stick a quarter in there and then.
Yeah, I don't think I really. I might have used one once. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's a question for my parents to say. But no, they just sort of. That was just cool for me. So I called. I was making a couple calls. He's like, oh my god, I need $1. I need your quarter or something like that to make a. But it was
that's funny.
It was fun. But like I said, that's why it's annoying, because Willow Springs is the last remaining of that era, which you don't get too often, and it's also upsetting that it's 2.5 hours outside of LA. The whole reason why they stopped with they closed down Paramount Ranch, they closed down a bunch of other courses in the LA area, Long Beach. They closed down Burbank. They closed down Garden Grove. I think used to have one. They had a lot. I mean, especially because LA was very oil town, so it wasn't super. It wasn't a huge. They had a high population, but it wasn't like this.
Yeah,
it used to be a lot more not industrial, I want to say, but a lot more industrial focused.
Yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't as populated
before the
as
movie
it was
business.
now.
I mean, the movie business, helped, but it was still, they coexisted for a time, and then the movie business took off, and the oil business fizzled out. They went to places like Texas, so it kind of came out. And you can still see it sometimes, but with the new housing, you can't have a racetrack, unfortunately, which is annoying. I don't know why people move next to a racetrack and complain about it, because
you move next to a racetrack.
Yeah,
you know what you're
getting into. I'm like,
you know what you're getting into if you move next to a racetrack. Come on.
Yeah, I mean that's
don't ruin it for the rest of us, Karen.
Exactly, but that's why Willow Springs now is like the only. I mean, I guess there's the 8th mile. You went there this weekend.
No,
right?
I mean actually that wasn't this weekend. That's supposed to be either next weekend or 2 weekends from now. The Bias Ply Drags. It's where they take a bunch of old. Like, I think the cutoff is 1962 for any drag racers.
Really?
It's like, that's the cutoff. Like, that's the latest you can be. And, like, people either take their stock cars, like bone stock cars, or they take slightly modified cars. And then, of course, there's the people who decide to, like, get 1,000 horsepower Hemis in their old Dodges and just...
Yeah, and race those.
Oh, yeah, race those. And it's like, there's classes for each of these races. And I know that's happening either next weekend. I think it's next weekend because I'm planning on going out there with my buddy Cash. He's got a oval window Beetle with with the engine is a 1.7 liter. It's lovingly called the 1776 because that's what the displacement is. And that's a little bit bigger than your stock oval window motor. Like the stock ones, I think were like 1,200 cc's, and this one's a little bit faster. It's so we're gonna be taking that out there. We're gonna tow it out there because we don't want to, like, damage anything before the race or risk damaging anything. So we're gonna tow it out there. We're gonna do the race. I think it's about 10 passes of it's either it's not even a quarter mile. It's an 1/8 or maybe a 1/16 of a mile. It's
really.
It's a short racetrack, but it's like the racers are going. It's 60s cars. They're all going to be slow. Like,
I should take the truck out there.
Take the truck out there, yeah.
Have it be in the slow class. I might compete against a Chevy C10 or something like that. But
exactly.
15-second 1/8 of a mile. Oh yeah, get up to a full 30 miles per hour.
Ooh,
oh my God,
30 miles. Yeah, that's
making all the Model Ts tremble out there.
Oh yeah. That'd be a sight to see.
That would be an interesting one, to say the least. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't. I was thinking it would have been fun in Irwindale when that was a thing to take the truck out there. But I knew everyone was just going, "Why is this guy?
Why is this thing going
why
around
is he
here
going
at 2
here?
miles an hour?"
But I guess I'd have Teslas go around there. Nobody wants to see that either.
No one wants to see the Teslas go around.
Teslas are boring. Also, it's just boring because it's just you can put your foot on the floor. You're not shifting or anything like that, and
you
there's
put your foot on the floor. And
it does everything for you.
Yeah,
it has
not
super
like
controls. You're not really controlling the car.
Yeah, I mean, you can turn off a lot of the controls, and it will become a little better, but it's still not that much better because if you've seen, there's this one video. It's like a small oval racetrack, and it was, I think, a Chevy Blazer, like an older Chevy Blazer with a big the thing that tells me Teslas can't even take turns very well is that's a fucking Blazer. Those things aren't small. Those things aren't meant to take corners, and it still
large.
beat them in the corners,
yeah.
And it won the race.
Well, also, if you look at any, the 1/8 of a mile in when it was Irwindale, that was an 1/8.
Yeah.
And then Teslas and electric cars would always win.
Yeah.
They don't have gears. They're quicker off the line. But
they're immediate power. That's just what what happens.
But if you go to quarter miles, you see that the gas powered cars start to catch up, if not win, against them because they can carry more speed. And once they start going, they just pick it up quicker and quicker.
They have better kinetic energy just to keep them moving.
They have a lot more, so it's a lot easier for them to and they're built for that. So they're going to be, obviously a Tesla's not going to win against like a Top Fuel dragster or anything like that off the line, but it'll win against a bunch of stock cars.
Oh yeah.
So,
I mean, even it might even win against like the NASCAR stock cars. Like 0 to 60 wise.
NASCAR stock cars don't have great 0 to 60.
No, but but they have what they have going for them
after
is
they get up.
After they get past 60,
they're good.
They fucking
they're
move.
Awesome. Yeah,
and they stay at like 200 for, or maybe, I don't know, like 100 I can't remember.
They can say it. I mean, they can
100
say anywhere
something.
from like 200, to 215 now. I think
Yeah.
they stopped. They had it a lot faster at like I think 230 was some of the. They were reaching high speeds, and then a huge crash happened at Talladega.
Yep.
That almost killed some people in the crowd, and it was like, okay, it was just the way that they're built. They're not F1 cars, and they were still stock at that time. Like now, they're basically just a race car with a shell that looks somewhat like whatever car.
Have you actually heard about like how poor the steering system and the brakes are? The brakes are basically just like
suggestions.
It's basically buttered toast. Like you
Really?
don't even have brake pads. It's just buttered toast on a disc, and it's you have no stopping power with those things.
Well,
and
they
then
don't
the steering.
need.
No, they're meant to go. They're not meant to stop.
They're really.
Yeah.
In NASCAR, also, they're not. They only have like 4 autocross sort of.
Yeah.
Not autocross, but like tracks, not ovals.
Yeah.
Circuits. They have 4 circuits on their calendar, maybe a little bit more. I think they're increasing them because they're more. They're
Turning
a lot more
right.
interesting.
What is that?
I know.
Turning right. Ah.
Well, my favorite, actually, one of the things that NASCAR does really well, and my favorite of the year is the Charlotte Roval.
Yeah.
It's the Charlotte Motor Speedway, but a road course. So instead of having the regular oval, left, it goes. I don't know if you've seen a picture of this before. They go straight past the flag, take a left, like a hard left, almost like a U-turn.
Yeah.
Almost, but not a hairpin, but almost, sort of wider, and then they go around and do a right around this like a small semi oval.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like that, and then they take another left, almost like a U-turn again, back onto the road course, and then complete the big oval, which is kind of it's a fun one to see.
Have you seen? They've actually brought NASCAR to Chicago, the streets of Chicago, which is kind of impressive because the streets of Chicago. I was like, I wonder why they started maintaining the streets of Chicago so much better. Oh, it's because of NASCAR. Yeah, they don't want potholes everywhere.
That's actually the one where Shane Van Gisbergen, the racer from New Zealand, gained a lot of my respect because he would brake with his right foot. He'd right foot braking.
I mean that's a useful tactic, but it's like if you're driving like say a manual car, which none of them are. Actually, no, stock cars are manual cars. It's just braking
manual
with
cars,
the right foot.
They're manual cars, but they're the way they're geared. You can keep it in gear a lot. Like it's not like they're just going to stall if you slam on the brakes.
Yeah.
So you can keep it in gear, and a lot of people just have left foot braking. Right foot stays on the accelerator. But for SVG, Shane Van Gisbergen, I guess he's been dubbed by the NASCAR media.
Yeah.
He's used to the rally or autocross, or I think autocross in New Zealand. So it's a lot different driving style.
Yeah. And looks so we got a question from Julie Sisk. And I was reading the handle. Sorry, it's Julie Sisk. We got a question here. I got actually a couple. So what is your opinion on resto mods, like the classic look modern parts? Yeah, for people who don't know what a resto mod is, that is a classic car with like modern parts. Like maybe it'll have a touch screen, or maybe it'll have the latest and greatest power windows. Oh, that's crazy. But yeah, the opinion on resto mods versus original restorations, I would say it greatly matters on the purpose of the car, and it greatly matters on like what the person likes. Like personally, I'm gonna keep my Beetle stock or mostly stock. What I might put a better sound system in it, but that's about it. But with resto mods, sorry, continue.
I'll say with me at least, going off of that, I've always been more of a hot rodding sort. I've liked. Let's take apart. I haven't really cared with classic cars. I think you should have everything period correct. I'll put it this way.
Yeah.
I don't like it when people are doing like it's mainly C10s with LS swaps. I really
Yeah.
hate the modern LS swaps in cars, but I'm very much in support of take out this engine, put in a new one. The guy that taught me to work on cars, my mentor, he does this. Takes out, the engine, puts in a new
Small
one.
block
It's still,
Chevy.
mainly Cobras and
Yeah.
Boss,
Yep. All the big old Mustangs.
Oh yeah, big old Mustang engines. But take it out and then replace it with another carbureted one that's from the same sort of era, if not like a couple generations, maybe a couple generations newer, but it still is carbureted. It still fits with the car, and that makes sense. Like make it a big engine. I'm all for that. Even like I don't care that much. I know LS swaps are going to continue, and they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But I don't know. I'm more of a fan of the classic ones.
I gotta agree. The only talking engine wise, I will agree completely. Like saying, hey, yeah, keep it more like if the car was a carbureted car when it came out of factory, keep it carbureted.
Also,
but if it is like where my car is fuel injected, I'd probably, if I had to put a better engine in it, I don't think I will. I would put a carbureted Beetle motor in there, and I know a lot of people are like, oh yeah, you should Subaru swap it. I'm like, I don't want to Subaru swap it. It's I mean, yes, it's faster, makes more horsepower, but you can still get the same power and fun, granted a little less reliable, out of like a really big Beetle motor. But it's like, yeah. And so I think the another main part of like the rest of mods is like how you make the interior look, what you put in there, what like do you put like brand new bucket seats, and do you put like instead of your classic bench seat, do you put bucket seats, or do you put like, I don't know, an automatic transmission, or do you put like this big touch screen in there and power windows and working AC or all that stuff? But like,
well, I mean, also there's one company around here that does Redstone mods. I'm not usually the biggest fan of like, if you're driving a classic, drive a classic. I also understand why people want like vintage Broncos. I understand why people love those, because it's like you get the classic style and it looks great, looks beautiful. Their cars look awesome, but it's also geared towards the people that mainly don't want to drive, to deal with the downsides of a classic. Because I'll say this, I love driving a 62. I love it. It's it's my my truck's my baby basically.
Oh, yeah.
But you have to have some level of any type of vehicle. You have to have, if you're driving a classic, especially as your daily, you have to have some type of mechanical knowledge, because stuff breaks a lot. I mean, I've done a lot of repairs on my truck that people wouldn't even think, that would have cost a lot more if I was going to a mechanic.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
I mean,
it's give and take a little.
Yeah.
That's why, but Ruffian Cars, near here, I think they do an okay job. All their cars are like, a little bit more speed oriented, which is good.
Yeah.
I don't like the LEDs that they throw in them all the time. I really
when
hate
people
LEDs.
like,
yeah.
And then like, so yes, I need better headlights, and then like I'm just looking for headlights for my car, and it's like I have the classic like halogen, sealed beam. I want to get some H2s, but the only H2s H4s, and the only H4s they sell are these really bright, like bluish LED, terrible looking, just like the type of headlights you see that if you don't aim them properly, you're going to blind someone, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
I like the classic look of the soft white, but still bright light. And
I mean, I like the all the incandescents I like those look. I don't think the LED is like a natural thing for your eyes to look at all the time.
No, it's a little harsh.
Yeah, it is harsh.
But yeah,
it's blue too. All is somewhat tinted blue, and I don't know, not my favorite. But
yeah,
I guess people like it. It's a big thing. I always just prefer the regular.
Yeah, and so. Also, I think we got a couple questions from her. So we got one more. We got two more. This is the second of the third. Do you think today's cars will ever become classics in the same way? Like, personally, no. I don't see it. The reason I don't see it, I will tell you.
Yeah.
You could go most every car back, some of them might become classics. Others, it's like it's changed, because back when cars were built like fully just steel, metal, heavy metal cars, they were just, you could take a girl to prom in them and like you wouldn't look like an idiot. Meanwhile, if you take a girl to a prom in a Toyota Corolla, a Tesla or a Toyota Corolla, it's just like, it doesn't give the same effect. Meanwhile, you get like a old, like, friggin', what am I thinking? Like an old Ford Ranchero or something cool, like,
they had style.
They had style then. Like, granted, some of them did look very similar to each other, but they had a certain charm to them. They had a feel and a sound and even a smell to them that's like, this is going to become something that, like, I'm going to pass down to my child. Like, I'm not going to, like, if I bought a new, give me a car, like a new car.
A new car?
Toyota RAV4.
Okay,
if I got a new Toyota RAV4, this isn't going to be something where I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to pass this down to my kid. No. Or if I got a new Chevy Cruze, oh yeah, I'll pass it down to my kid. No, it's probably going to the junkyard in a couple of years.
Also, cars now are so unreliable and so, like, they have a lot of problems. It's always after the warranty that any car company puts on it. Yep. They have the warranty, and then it's like,
and you can't fix it yourself.
Yeah,
too.
You can't fix it yourself, which is annoying. Like, I looked under the hood at my mom's car. She drives a hybrid, plug-in hybrid. I looked under it. I'm like, I have no idea I'm not an electrical engineer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a computer science degree. I'm doing a poli-sci degree, but I can't fix this at all. Like, if something major went out in it, I could do small stuff, but it's just they're way too hard to work on. I
think the biggest stuff you could probably do on newer cars now, even not even some of them, but brakes. That's about it.
But yeah, even then, like, I know there's certain cars, like I saw that apparently now Rolls-Royce, in their engine bay, you can only take it out if you have a specific key that only their technicians have.
Oh my god!
So I'm like, why can't you just give them? If you buy a car, you'd think that they'd want to. I don't know, but I don't think
Rolls-Royce kind of does make sense because it's Rolls-Royce.
But also at the same time, you used to be able to, like, there's people that have Rolls-Royce that like to work on their own car. I mean, granted, now it's smaller than before because they all have the classics, but I will say, just finishing up this question here, part of it is that cars now, if you get into a small accident, you're missing like half your bumper. You're missing, your car's crumpling. We used to get into an accident in these classics, like, yeah, it might bend it, but it's still metal. It's steel. So you can, like, either like try and hammer it back out with a wooden block and a or
wooden block and a come along. That's what a lot of people just used back then.
Or B, Bondo, and that works somewhat. And it still looks okay. Yeah. But also, a reminder to everyone, if you want to have any questions, advice, feel free to call in to the station, 714-516-6187, 714-516-6187.
Yes. We have another... we want people to call in whenever they have a chance.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, we have another question here. So I saw that come in just recently.
Yeah. So...
Okay, yeah.
So the question we got is... The final question is the value of classic cars still going up, or has the market cooled? I think it's still going up. It's sort of plateaued for certain cars, but I think it's definitely still going up.
Well, what happens, and it's kind of sad to talk about, I've been seeing this going on a lot online recently with a lot of stuff, is the people who have the classic cars are the baby boomer generation. And 90% of them will find a car, they'll buy it, they'll keep hang on to it. If there are Nova, I'm just thinking Chevy Nova guy, they'll get a Nova and keep that until whenever, and they're still holding on to it. And either that's also people that are like, I know what I got, give me $80,000 for it. Like, no, I'm not doing that.
And it's for like a rusted out.
Yeah,
old,
it's right.
Yeah,
and that's what sucks. I hate that about the classic community now, is that there's a lot of people that are just sort of gatekeeping, where it's like, okay, this is extremely expensive and it's going to stay this way because I know what I have. It's a classic. It's old. It should earn money. And it's like, no, it's still, as much as I think that the car market right now is getting pretty high because of people like that, there's also the new sort of scene where their kids are inheriting the cars, their grandkids are inheriting the cars. They have no idea at all what these cars are and their importance. So, get it off my hands, 2K. I mean, that's going to be the future, because also nobody really wants to drive it. It is, like I said, it's difficult, and the amount of people, realistically, Gen Z, Gen whatever the new Alpha. I mean, they're not going to know how to fix their cars, how to drive, how to do the daily upkeep on classics that they require.
Yep.
So they're just going to stop driving them as much.
And that's one thing that I am kind of excited for. So, I mean, I'm not excited for some of it, but my brother is starting to get into classic cars, and he's younger. He is younger than me, and it's like,
how old's your brother?
He's 2 years younger than me. So
okay,
yeah, he's got 17, going to be 18 soon. But it's like he got his first car, and I'm a little jealous of him. I'm a little jealous of that little bugger. He got a '63 ragtop Beetle with
that's pretty good.
It's a pretty cool car, and it was like lowered in the front and had these massive rear tires, because the thing used to have a huge engine in it.
Yeah.
Like fucking like you see these modern Mustangs, and like this thing would outrun those, which is impressive for a Beetle. But it's like,
well, I actually had a friend in L.A. Maybe we can have him on. I don't know. Well, I'll have to talk to him at some point, or go to a car show and interview him. He has a Beetle that would beat Hellcats, which to me, or at Irwindale, so 1/8 of a mile. So it just had but the power to weight, he replaced the engine, and the power to weight distributed was oh my God, that thing would fly. I didn't even realize, first time I met him, I was like, hey, is it, didn't see the back, I just saw the front. And I was like, oh, is it stock? And he walked me around back.
He was, is it stock? And stock. He laughs. He's like, ha, is it stock? So, you're funny.
Went around back. It's like, oh, half stock. The engine's hanging out of the rear. It was an interesting, but he's an interesting guy. They would go and race it, and especially the 1/8 of a mile, it would be a lot easier to beat, these cars. So, because it's just pure acceleration. It's not maintaining speed like the 1/4 mile is. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like I gotta say, some of these like you'll see these tiny little like itty bitty cars with massive engines, like a lot of people joke about like the Miata, and they stick a boat engine in there, and it's just it's
oh my
funny.
God.
It's so funny to just look and see all these people with the Miatas, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll stick a massive car engine in there. I'm like, I don't think that's realistic, buddy, but okay. But they have so much space in the engine bay. Not that much.
It's not like the older car, classics.
No,
like that.
Your car's got a lot of space in the engine bay.
I can sit, and I have a couple times if I need something in like the back, I can sit in the engine bay and just sort of put my legs over, I guess, that sit on one side, put my legs on the other,
and just
sort of
mess with them.
Yeah, but I'm not bending down, the entire time reaching, and I can, sit in there and be somewhat comfortable. I mean, I'm a bigger guy. I'm 6'5", so it's it's not like it's going to be comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's better than just cramming. Yeah, but so. I don't know, but that's what, like, Miatas and everything, putting in engines that they're not supposed to have is an interesting, and I've been in a couple Miatas, I've driven a couple,
Your head must, like, hang over the windshield by a couple of fucking miles.
It's not easy to get in. I will say the older ones are a little easier than the newer, but like now the it used to be Fiat Spider, but a Barth, I guess.
Yeah.
Now they're doing their Spiders. The old ones, I've never been in or driven an old one. I want to, but they're really spacious for tall guys. They're perfect.
Yeah,
what I've heard. The new ones, I can barely get my if I'm driving it, can barely get my feet on the.
Exactly. Like the I had to I don't remember what I was doing with it. I think I was just cleaning it. It was a Miata, and that thing, like, if it was the top was up, and my head was on the ceiling when I was trying to move this thing around. It was like I can't sit in it. And it was even the older style. It's like I could put the seat back a little bit.
Yeah,
but it's like the person who had it had this this bucket seat installed, which was like it was a racing bucket seat, and it's like the plastic parts like would clench my hips together, and it's like
really?
I cannot move.
I guess
I'm not moving in a race.
That is part of the. I mean, if it's a racing bucket seat, that's a job. They're supposed to do that. I actually got to see when I was working at the race team a couple weeks ago. I got to see a mold being made, which was kind of cool to see, to say the least. It was a fun one to check out, and it was a fun one to check out and see that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we're starting to run out of time, and I didn't realize this, but I know you wanted to bring up something. It was something about a F1 driver. Yeah. Do you remember his name? You told it to me briefly last night.
Pedro Rodriguez. He was
Rodriguez.
in F1 from 1963 to 1971. He actually had a really good and sort of okay career in F1. He was the brother of Ricardo Rodriguez, who was the first Mexican F1 driver in history, which is pretty cool. And Pedro, like I said, about 8 years. And he won, aside from just his F1 career, he won Le Mans driving for Ford in 1968 and is a two-time 24 Hours of Daytona champion for Porsche.
Oh,
Porsche. Shit. So worked for Porsche. He did that, and he did some other, WEC. I guess it wasn't called that at the time, but endurance racing. From Mexico City. Very proud of it.
Yes.
In 1967, he won the South African Grand Prix. And at the time,
you were telling me about this.
The internet didn't exist whatsoever, obviously. And the band wasn't really sure when he won, wasn't sure what to play. Yeah. So they decided that the only thing they had on hand that they knew was this song.
Yeah.
Let me turn the... So they played that right after he won. It was obviously very embarrassing for everybody on the team because, oh my God, who would play that?
Like, come on.
That was, but I mean, it makes sense. 1967, it makes sense to why they just, as bad as it is, I can sort of see why they'd be like, oh my God, we need to figure something out. He just won. Like, we have no idea what this is, and scramble to, get something together.
I know a lot of people, you told me at that specific time they didn't know what the Mexican national anthem was.
Yeah,
but they had the national anthem for every single other country who was participating in that race, but not Mexico.
I mean, I don't know every other, but also it's not like I'm sure they would have if they had known he wasn't.
If they had known he was going to win
in his career, he only had 2 career wins.
Yeah,
so it's not like it's Max Verstappen going up there and or Ayrton Senna and not knowing the Brazil, so it wasn't like someone that I'm sure if it was that was his first win ever, and he wasn't like even. Through that, he wasn't a great driver. I'm not going to say he's one of the greatest, of all time. He was in F1 in the 60s and early 70s, which is a lot of skill.
Yes.
But at the same time...
You have to have a lot more control of a car.
But at the same time, wasn't awesome for the time. So I can't fully blame them for not, being sure, especially because, like I said, the internet didn't exist or anything like that.
Yeah.
But for the rest of his career, he carried around sheet music of the Mexican national anthem every single time it was in his suitcase. In case something like that happened again, he could totally just, he
could just whip it out and be like, no, this is what I want you guys to play, not friggin' the Mexican hat dance. I want you to play our national anthem like you do for everyone else.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah. But that's actually kind of a funny story. I can't say I have ever heard of that I haven't heard of that before. Like, and then you brought it up and you were just like, oh yeah, they played the Mexican hat dance over the national anthem, and I just kind of made me laugh. I was like, ugh, can't believe people would do that.
I know. Well, that's like, that is, I don't know. It was embarrassing. I'm sure, and I'm sure someone probably got fired.
Oh yeah, for that. Sure. Oh, for sure.
Because that's very bad.
No, because
that's not something.
No, that's not the song you use. That's not like that's. But yeah, and then you were talking about something last night actually that was pretty interesting to me, and I think it'll be pretty interesting to some other people as well. We're gonna have a guest on next week.
Yeah, our first guest.
It's a pretty big one too.
He is the reason why I'm here, why you're here. Maybe I'm not sure. Well, he was when I met him. He was the dean of admission, and then he became the vice president of Chapman University.
Yeah.
And the dean of enrollment. I'm pretty sure. Mr. Mike Pelly, who will be on here. So that'll be very interesting. Like I said, vice president of Chapman University, and he collects classic BMWs and restores them. So it's a cool one. And
that's an expensive business.
It's an expensive business
to get
but
into.
It's really cool. So it's awesome that someone here at our Chapman community also likes classics and is willing to come on and have us sort of talk with him about his passion, which is amazing.
That'll be. I mean, honestly, I think that'll be probably some of the great fun that we're gonna have on this radio station. And then there's only more to come. I mean, we've got so many people we could bring on, so many people we could talk to, and some of them like the dean or the
VP,
vice principal or president. Yeah, I'll get it one day. I promise, one day. But yeah, the vice president is coming on, and that's honestly, I can't say that's a pretty big honor for us. I mean, already we're getting on our show some pretty good people, some pretty big people.
Yeah, I mean it's a good one. So very, very, very excited for that, to say the least.
I mean, and I know European cars aren't really your forte, but you do appreciate them, just like American cars aren't as much my forte. But I definitely appreciate them as well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, European cars. Yeah. I like European cars. I'll say that. I'm not the most knowledgeable about them.
Yeah.
I'm not the most. I really want to get into them, and I do like French cars a lot, and I like but I don't. I mean, I know more about American cars than I do anything else, and how to work on them, but I love European cars. I'm a very big F1 fan. I'm a big Ferrari fan. So.
I mean,
and I've always wanted to own like a Renault.
Like the old.
It depends. Yeah. I mean, I love Renault. Renault Alpine A310, Alpine A310, and I mean those look the coolest to me. They're very 70s. Yeah. So it's cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, well,
I know we're
getting out of time right here. So, but tune in next week. Like I said,
we're gonna have a great guest.
Chapman's vice president will be on. We will be able to talk to him, ask us questions. By the way, if you interested,
if you have questions,
text
our Instagram.
Instagram. Art, you want to read that again? Actually?
Yeah. Let's. So our handle is going to be all lowercase Rev, the letter N, Rev and Rant _ radio.
Rev and Rant _ radio. And we'll be having this, posting this on YouTube in a little bit, and as well as the video from last week's as well. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope you have an amazing Tuesday morning for the people on the West Coast.
For the people on the West Coast over in the afternoon.
Have a great day. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you next week. We'll be on with Chapman University's Vice President, Mr. Pelly. So have a good one, everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.